The black man pinched his fingers and carefully took his first bite of fried chicken in his life. Then he asked the driver where to throw the bones, only for the driver to roll down the window without hesitation. Seeing this, the black man couldn't help but laugh. So he imitated the driver, casually tossing all the bones out the window. However, while waiting at a red light, a girl nearby was stunned. How could a noble white man serve as a driver for a lowly black man? Such a thing was nearly unthinkable in America at the time. The driver's name was Tony. Just a few months earlier, he had been an outright racist. When his wife offered a black worker a glass of water, he would throw his own cup in the trash right in front of her. But after losing his job, to support his family, he took on an unusual job, being the chauffeur and bodyguard for a black pianist named Don, accompanying him on a tour through the American South. Don was no ordinary man. He spoke 7 languages fluently, held 3 doctoral degrees, and the music flowing from his fingertips was mesmerizing. Yet even such a genius, in the American South of that era, couldn't enter a decent restaurant or stay in a proper hotel. After a performance in Pittsburgh, Don was booked into a shabby black motel. When he merely wanted a drink at a bar, he was jumped by local thugs. Tony arrived just in time, saving him with his fists and quick thinking. In Kentucky, Don was invited to perform at a mansion but was told to use an outhouse. In Alabama, he was barred from trying on suits in an upscale store. In Georgia, even as the guest performer, he wasn't allowed to dine in the restaurant, despite being scheduled to perform on that very stage just 45 minutes later. Faced with these humiliations, Don went from silent endurance to anger, and finally, defiance. He refused to perform and left with Tony. They went to a black jazz bar, where Don played real soul music for the first time, wearing a genuine, heartfelt smile. On Christmas Eve, Tony drove Don back to New York as promised, keeping his word to his wife. Don returned alone to his empty mansion, while Tony rejoined his lively family gathering. But just as dinner began, the doorbell rang. Don stood outside with a gift in hand, warmly welcomed into Tony's home. On that special night, the barriers of race and class were broken by the power of true friendship.